Maybe the leg giving him a problem as he tries to make it up.
Yo, you already know we're live. Let me turn this down because we don't want any backlash from WWE. But oh my gosh, oh my gosh, Kevin Owens. We got Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes in the main event. What? Cody kicks out. Cody kicks out. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like this might be one of the first times, even though I have Cody winning, right? But it could be a time Cody might come up off this title. Let's just keep watching. Let's see what's going on. But you see, Kevin Owens is desperate. He's desperate. He is pushing the pace. Cody got the injured leg. You got Jesse the Body Ventura calling the match with Pat McAfee back in the building. This is a good. I love it all. Elimination Chamber Saturday, March 1st. Keep that in mind. Hey man, this whole year is starting off late. February is what. Oh, you know it's bad business when the ref go down. It's bad. Oh, he gets him with a stunner and no count. No official. Come on, man. It's what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Close, but no cigar. We got it. We got to push the pace here from Kevin Owens. I'm getting desperate.
Yo, did you see my message?
It's that right now, bro. So
You see
you don't
my
want
message?
spoilers. Yeah. I seen it. I seen it.
I had to turn you down because I didn't want to hear no spoilers. I did not watch it because my
Yeah. We
grandfather's
we, we we covering
funeral.
it. We covering it now, though. We covering
But
it now. You know what I'm
but
saying?
this is my question: is it worth watching?
Yeah, bro. It's worth watching. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay. I
You know
just
what I'm
want to
saying?
know.
It's
I'm with the fans.
yo, you don't want no spoilers. You gotta
I don't
go,
want
bro.
no
'Cause I'm
spoil. I look. I just wanted to tap in because I didn't want you riding solo by yourself.
nah, we
But
good. We good.
But
Oh man,
we
Kevin
laid
Owens.
my grandfather to rest this weekend, so I'm doing the family thing. As soon as I get settled, I'm gonna watch the replay. But I just want to know, was it worth watching? And
Yeah,
that's
man,
all I
it's
want
worth
to know.
watching, bro. It's worth watching.
What do you rate it?
That's why we're here, baby. And what we about to do right now. Ref is out. We got weapons in the ring.
Oh, let me
We
go. Let me
get
go.
laid out.
Let me go. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out.
That's crazy. Cody's on his comeback trail right now. He's gonna get the finals. Oh, I don't know if he got that clean, but the allure was there. You know what I mean? What? This Charles Robinson makes a count from the outside. I mean, I don't know. I don't like that part. He could have again. We already talked about this. Cody Rhodes is going to retain the title. I felt in the final minutes maybe they could pull a switch, pull the fast one on us. Then it would give Cody a reason to go to Netflix for a day, fight for the title. Call it like it is. That Jesse the Body Ventura with the heel commentary is is perfect. Call it like it is. The only person who used the chair in the match was Cody Rhodes. And that's Eddie Aranga getting taken out. Was this better than their first one? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it was up there though. It was a good little match. It was a good little match. I didn't think it got the time it deserves. But it's Saturday night main event. Now I have a question about tonight's 2-hour event. 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. Not three, not a drug out pay-per-view with 126 promos and vignettes, an hour and a half of talking. We got 5 matches done. I think maybe the main event was a little short. You see Cody celebrating. I wonder this though. Did did WWE and Triple H make themselves get booked into a little bit of a corner? Because you gave us 5 matches in 2 hours, and it was a smooth. I thought it was a smooth pace. We didn't have 1,000 vignettes, 1,000, you know. But we got to talk about this card, and we got to talk about where do we think this is going. Last shot of Saturday Night Main Event: Cody with his hand raised with the Winged Eagle belt. For one, giving him the Winged Eagle belt. I think we all knew it when we saw that briefcase shot, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm happy to see him with that Winged Eagle belt. I think it just looks so much better. It just looks very championship like. What up, Bradley? You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to you. Shout out to you. Appreciate it. Uh Now that you guys have joined, the Saturday Night Main Event has come to its conclusion. This card was super mid, but he's officially a heel now. Yeah, I'm kind of. I wonder. I want to know from you, from the fans, from other WWE universe. Did WWE put themselves in a little corner? Again, 2 hours. We got 5 matches for PLE, which I feel like don't give us 5 matches on a 3 hour because you just showed us that it's too long. That was short, sweet. Every match felt important. Did I get all my desired outcomes? No, I didn't. But that's wrestling, and that's anything. But I don't want to see no more 3-hour pay-per-views. We got Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens, Winged Eagle belt. We're just fresh off of that. Cody retains. I don't think there's too many people that really thought Kevin Owens was going to do it. I did say in that commentary, you just heard me, starting to feel like maybe they might pull a fast one here, and then they go on a Netflix episode and have Cody win it back, which would have been cool. It would have definitely threw everybody for a loop. And then Cody would have had to stay on because I believe he's going over to wherever, but or I believe the WWE Championship is coming to Netflix too. So I think there's gonna be that title switch where Gunther's going over to SmackDown. So but yeah, pretty good card. How do I rank it? I see Vinny. What up, Vinny? Vinny in the chat, 8.5 out of 10. I can't go that high, bro. I cannot go that high. Not for this. Mm-mm, mm-mm. You can do 6 or 7 for a 3-hour PLE. What's the excuse? Marley, 100%. Like, I just think WWE put themselves in a massive corner right now because if you do that again, where we get the 3-hour, 5-match PLEs, I'm gonna be typing WWE every day. Why are we giving only 5 matches when you did a Saturday Night Main Event? Every match felt important. You blew through it. People don't want to sit there and see 1,000-year. Someone did a counter last PLE. There was an hour and a half of non-wrestling on a 3-hour event. That's half. That's half of your event. So it makes sense because what would they have done for this whole next hour if they were still doing 5 matches? So let's go back to the beginning. We got Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. I wasn't excited to see this. I understood the assignment. My understanding was supposed to be Seth and Bronson Reed for their trilogy. Unfortunately, Bronson Reed got hurt. You got to do something. Why not give us Drew, right? Drew was resting at home, taking some time, winding down after that exceptional 2024 feud with CM Punk and that Hell in a Cell. They bring Drew back, monster heel, does monster mic work, and you put him in there with Sami Zayn. And I think that's just, if you're going to have him run through the bloodline, you got to have him work his way to Roman. Only because Roman's pretty busy at the time right now, right? You're still moving to Netflix, not sure if the WWE even knows who all is going where. Because we know there's the, what do they call it? It's not a draft. They call it a transition, superstar transition or whatever. And I'm cool with that. It needs to happen. So bringing Drew back, give him Sammy, the honorary Uso, right? I would have probably went with something with more Wyatt 6, get them some exposure because they haven't done a PLE. I would have probably used Chad Gable, an American Made stable. That would have been pretty good. They're kind of over right now. And I feel like if you don't want them to lose steam, you can go there. But them versus the Wyatt 6 versus Karrion Kross in the Final Testament would have been pretty good. Price of the venue and time slots. Rishi Rish. Yo, say your name 5 times fast, bro. That's gonna hurt. Rishi Rich, though. Shout out to you in the chat. That would make sense too. Time, venue, slots. That is a real life thing. Also, though, I want to see how the numbers come out. They're competing against a UFC event. I don't know if you saw my Twitter. Ramon Tavares, he was not successful tonight, but hey, it happens to the best of us. You know what I'm saying? Um, he had a good fight, good fight. But he didn't get the dub, so it's all good. It's all good. He was the second fight of the night in the prelims, so shout out to him. But yeah, you're competing against a lot. You know what I'm saying? So venue, the time slots when you're getting on, I can see that. But why not go for 6 to 7 matches as we used to do? That's the thing I would. If we're gonna be on for 3 hours, you can pack in 2 more matches and have the flow feel at least six. At least six, because one, I definitely thought that main event was short with Cody and KO. As long as they've dragged this feud out, and they've done a lot to build it. Remember, they were doing the internet stuff, and I think that was trial and error on the WWE's part, where they were going on Twitter like after the event had already, you know, concluded. People are doing their recaps, and oh snap, you see what's happening? Kevin Owens just stomping him out at the bus. What? And now you're going back to Twitter. So Kevin Owens has been doing a lot of promo from his car, going on Twitter. I think that that's a new wave of what the WWE will be trying to do. Not in every feud, but with some of them, let's take it to the internet, right? Let's take it to the internet. Let's build the story off cam, not inside the 2 or 3 hours we're allotted on TV time. And I think that's smart, risky, but smart. But yeah, shout out to you, Rishi Rich. Uh, But I definitely want to see 6 or 7 matches. But with Drew, he got the dub, man. Congratulations to Drew McIntyre. Do I got his little picture up? I ain't put everybody's picture in there, so we gonna get to that. But Drew needed a win, coming back off that epic rivalry with CM Punk. And Sami Zayn is kind of just like, he's a tweener. You can use him in big matches if you want. Crowd always loves him. Oh, that whole music thing, they like it. Um, and Sami Zayn is always a reputable name. So go ahead, beat him up. It doesn't hurt. And his move set, Sammy, that's that springboard moonsault off the top rope to the outside that he does now. I love it. Yo, KO just attacked Cody after the match. Please tell me you lying. You know I got to go to Twitter. What's good? You know I got to go to Twitter. I got to go see what's going on Twitter. If that's true, I gotta laugh. 'Cause I gotta laugh. I hear someone banging at my door right now. Like, who's banging at my door at such time in the morning or at night? It's my son's friends. You know what I'm saying? You better tell them boys to chill. You know what I mean? I had to check them through the cameras real quick. But anyway, y'all tap in. Let me know. Just give him a pile. That's irking the fuck out of me. You know what I mean? As a dad now, that King HP done slid over a little bit. I'm about to cuss somebody out. Um, Beating on my goddamn door like that. Um, anyway, back to WWE before I have a WWE event and I pile drive one of these, you know what I'm saying, these young men, these 19-year-old boys through the concrete. I'm still trying to look this up on Twitter. Yo, Vinny, if it's true that he's attacking him right now after the match, that means we're gonna go. And why are they yelling on them streaming? We're gonna go into the Royal Rumble probably with a KO versus Cody Rhodes. And that is interesting because I would think maybe not the Royal Rumble. I forgot. Royal Rumble was February 1st. That's a whole nother month. So let's just see what happens. Someone tap in. Let me know if that's still going down. I'm sad, Cody won. What up, D D D D D D D D D? Um, I definitely think that leave my nieces and nephews alone. Yo, someone about to get fucked up here, bro. Yo, they beating on my door. I had to check, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, what up, Miss Awesome Saucy talking spicy? With Drew winning, right? Who's the next member of the bloodline to go? We saw him beat up Jay on Monday night. Then they kept Jay out. They were like, oh, Jay's not cleared to compete. Okay, nothing's happened. Okay, I was about to check my Twitter, check my camera. We was about to get some action here though. But Jey Uso could probably be next, and Jey Uso is a good one because Jey Uso is much more reputable. He's a hotter talent right now per se than Sami Zayn as far as with the crowd selling merch and moving numbers. And I think you can get 2 or 3 matches from Drew and main event Jey Uso. And I'm not a super I'm not super big on Jey, but I do think that can cook because I don't like Jay's promos to be honest. But when Jay gets mad or he be serious, I love his promo. You know what I'm saying? I think the way he talks makes me like the bouncing ball syndrome. But when he gets mad, like him and his brother, or when he gets at Roman and he's like, "Yo, what I told you, Oos," and ain't nobody like it's very like heartfelt. We can feel it. So I would love to see main event Jay Uso, Drew McIntyre. If they get 3 matches out of it, that's great. And I get Kevin Owens and Triple H got into it after KO hit. Yo, hold up! I just got a news alert that said this. So something's going on backstage of some sort. You know what I'm saying with KO, Triple H, and Cody Rhodes. I'm trying to pull it up and give y'all the live. You know what I'm saying, live exclusives. But I would like to see that 3. Okay. Um, moving along though, Drew gets the win. Good win for Drew. Clean win. Nothing too crazy. We get Liv Morgan, Io Sky. What did y'all think of this match? And I have to ask that because I thought the match was all right. Right, that knee was nasty work. Oh my god, that knee was nasty work. And the thing about it, man, they highlighted it. You can probably go on Twitter right now and see people that did a slow mo of that knee. It busted her open. You've seen her nose leaking, and Jesse the Body Ventura explained it perfectly. Yep, Kevin Owens just snapped and hit Cody Rhodes with a pile driver. Bong. Thank you, Vinny, for sending that to me. It definitely did happen after the event. So this is what I'm saying with what the WWE is trying to do. They're always pushing the envelope, right? Normally you need things to happen on Saturday Night Main Event, big event. You need things to happen on the TV, on the camera. Nah, they know. They know the internet is gonna drive the views. People are gonna do like I just did during the recap. What? And then they're gonna go back to it. It's lovely. Let me see if I could blow this up. It's a 7-second. Let me see if I can turn my joint to the side, get you a nice view of it. I don't think it's a nice view of it. You see this, ooh, when them legs go up, I think you all know when people's legs go in the air, it's about to go down. So Kevin Owens definitely just put Cody in the dirt. The thing about this rivalry, KO, you're down 0-2. So we don't need a third match. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing about not splitting it. We don't need a third match. I don't think there's another person lined up right now for Cody between now and the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is February 1st. So they have a lot of times. Had his legs looking like boomerangs. Yo, Vinny, you funny, bro. Yeah, facts. Um, so you might as well let's just keep Cody with uh KO for the time being instead of trying to work a rivalry that has to build all the way up to February 1st. You still got to get through the rest of this month. We got what's today? The 14th? You still got 16 more days and 17 more days in this month, which is 2.5 weeks. And then you still got to go through 5 weeks in January just to get to the Royal Rumble. So you're looking at 7 weeks of buildup. Let him and KO rock. Maybe they take it to Netflix, maybe not. Maybe they build it after a special episode of Raw. When they do this shakedown, maybe KO. I don't know. I don't know if KO is going to go to SmackDown. I imagine so, though, to be honest, because SmackDown roster is going to look real weak if you're taking Roman and Cody, which is crazy, right? And potentially Liv Morgan. I mean, I'm not Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's already on Raw. Bianca Belair. If you're taking them, that's a big, you know. Oh, shout out to you at the end of January, bro. Marley, shout out to you. Thank you for that. There is another Saturday night. I forgot there is, but it's so close to the Rumble. But whatever. Hey, WWE. As much as sometimes I get mad at them, they kind of know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time. Now the Liv Morgan match, right? I should have took notes because there's a couple things I wanted to do. Do we think we got the right winner? Does Io Sky? I would have liked to seen Io Sky get it, but I just felt like Liv is too hot. Liv picks up a dub, no problem, easy win. Well, it wasn't no easy win, but no problem with the victor there, right? But then Rhea comes out. How do we feel about Rhea? How do we feel about Rhea getting another match? Like, how long are we doing this rivalry? This rivalry started back. Jeez, I can't even remember. I ain't gonna lie to you. I cannot remember. It was it was the whole year. It was the whole. It was the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. It was the whole year, literally. So I'm not bad. I'm not against long distance storytelling, but we haven't seen that many feuds with Liv. She had the Zelina Morgan battle that was on the PLE. She just took on Io Sky. That was cool. Um, I don't see too many. And that's not saying she didn't have any. I'm just saying off the top of my head, there was nothing really noteworthy where I'm like, oh yeah, she had this. Oh yeah, she had that. So I will say this. Um, I would like to see Rhea and her one last time. Let them do it one last time. And hopefully that next Saturday night main event, if it's at the end of January before we get to the Royal Rumble, let's see it there. Or you just got to do it at the Royal Rumble. Because if you're going to get a 2-hour slot again, 5 matches is fine. You could bump it up to 6, but I think that might take away from some of the matches. That's another 2 big names, Marley. When you talk about Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, so that people probably forgot about Alexa Bliss. I'm being honest. In the world of what have you done for me lately, we can kind of remember Charlotte. Charlotte was like one of the women's revolution. Alexa, dope as she was, her and Liv can feed families with their rivalry that they could do with that. Who's going to Raw? Who's going to SmackDown? If they were both for return at the Royal Rumble, why not hold off till then? They've been missing in action all this time. They come out at the Royal Rumble, Charlotte or Alexa Bliss, and this women's division is already up there. I don't know what to do with that. But nice try for Io Sky. Asuka, where's Asuka been? I mean, I know she's hurt or was, but whatever the case, I would love to see her come back along with Charlotte, along with Alexa Bliss. And we saw Charlotte do a stare down with Jade Cargill a few weeks back. Said, I know who you are, or whatever. So the writing's on the wall for a lot of women where there's some storylines that you could just jump to and it's gonna t-shirts will get sold, asses getting put in seats. Um, yeah, it'll be interesting. Um, she's out for 9 months. Oh man, talk about Oscar had that surgery. Well, can't do that on cam. Glorified House of Love the Nostalgic Feel, but the matches were short and vanilla. Um, that's a good way to put it. Overall, I'm gonna say I rate this a 6.5. I would say it's more than a glorified house. Glorified house show is crazy because I feel like it's better than all your Raws and Smackdowns. So in that sense, um, I will say that it's a 6.5. It didn't do it for me though. But I definitely love the opinion Supernatural. I think Vinny had it high. Vinny had it high. Vinny had it like an 8.5. Marley had it around a 6, I think. If my memory serves me correct about the comments in the chat. Yeah, Marley had it at oh, he just said it was super mid. Super mid could be a 5 or a 6. That's what I'm thinking when I hear that number. Or when I hear that term. And you say glorified house show, I feel like you're probably in the same vicinity. You probably think aren't about a 5. Uh Matches were short. I thought the matches They were. I definitely thought the main event was short, but I like 5-match 2 hours. Imagine this. Imagine they would have took out 10 minutes more promo that they did. Just 10 minutes. Take 2 minutes off everybody's stuff and added it to those matches. I think it could have been, at least the main event. I think it could have been better done, and I think they're gonna learn from this, and they're gonna keep moving forward. Again, they got another one coming in January. EO Sky, Damage Control. Where do they go? Kyrie Zane is still in the Intercontinental Tournament, y'all. Way too many commercials. That's NBC. That is NBC. That is not a WWE thing. That is NBC trying to get that money. you know, um, Wing Eagle title and Jesse Ventura were the stars of the show. Facts. They booed Jesse early. What did he say? It was a comment about Dusty Rhodes and Cody Rhodes, and they booed. And he even looked over like, oh shit, like, you know. But I thought Jesse the Body Ventura was great because he's not. It almost feels like he's unscripted a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So he can say some things that'll be like, "How you say that? We don't have people say that." And he just be like, "Man, I'm old school." You know what I'm saying? This is how we used to call him when Vince was here. You know what I mean? That's how I felt like Jesse the Body was great, and he came out looking like Jesse the Body used to. You know what I'm saying? With the boas and the feathers. So, yeah, Jesse Jesse tested when he made that Dusty joke about not knowing if Cody was his kid. I was that was funny to me, man. But the crowd booed. They was like, "Oh." So KO did a package pile driver to Cody after the show and took the title and got into a scuffle with Triple H. I love it. I love it. Use the internet to your advantage. Break new ground. You got all these other companies, AEW, TNA. Break new ground. The internet is where the world is gone. You want to know who picked up more subscribers than anything? Like the internet, followers, and all that. So use the internet to your advantage. And that's what WWE is doing. And you're going to see people like, and you know what that does? It gets it popping. You know why? Because it's slightly interactive. You know why? Because people like you and me and thank you, us awesome saucy. I appreciate I gotta watch all these videos. I love it. Um, People like you and me will repost them. We get likes. People see that on our pages. Then they start to follow. We get more followers. We start talking wrestling. Fans start mixing and mingling. And you can't go wrong with that. Okay? You can't go wrong. So again, shout out to everyone in the chat, Miss Awesome Saucy, Vinny, everybody who's gonna send me the videos. I definitely want to see it from all perspectives. But was Liv winning the right move? Me personally, if you're gonna talk dollar signs, yeah, no brand. EO ain't selling no Live. I just think the way it went down. Why was not Damage Control? I'm sorry. Why was Judgment Day not around for it's so split, and I get it, but I think that could have been commentated into like only Liv and Dom and Raquel are out here. Where's what I'm saying? Where's Carlito? Where's Jada Madonna? Where's Finn? They should be celebrating this. This is your champion. And then you have your other guy going up. And the same thing should be said, like, oh, you could see the friction. You got to commentate into that. And I don't think they really did it. Or at least in my book, they didn't hit the nail on the head with it. Okay, it's okay, but because the visual was there. We clearly did not see both sides of Judgment Day supporting each other. Because that should have been Judgment Day walking out with the women's title as they did. Liv Morgan did so, and then Finn walking out. So why do I say that? Because we're gonna jump right into this triple threat match. Now, yesterday in the recap, we was talking about the size and stuff of wrestlers. Pause. I want to put something on the screen that they put out here, and I like when they do tailored tapes. I do, and the reason being is because I'm as a boxing fan, and kind of a UFC fan, I like to see what we're looking at, right? So WWE has done this, right? So we go into the triple threat match, and this is what we get, right? Accolades, accolade. Let me take this banner off for a second, so we can see everything clearly. Okay. Now, of these three men, two, Damian Priest and Gunther, They're relative in size. 6'5", 249, 6'4", 250, right? But Finn, this is why you had to add Damian Priest. Because in a straight match, I don't think it sells like that. I don't think it, I just, you know what I mean? If you walk the street and you seen a guy 5'11", 190, and you don't think, I know people got skills and all this other stuff, but you're not going to think that. Now let's look at their accolades. They have robbed Finn Balor. Finn Balor, I said this yesterday. I know people was getting mad at me about first ever Universal Champion. First ever. Tonight we have another first ever match. And I bring that up to say this. You can be the first ever and go into obscurity. And leave that there. So going back to it, what I just do, I done clicked some stuff that I wasn't supposed to click. Going back to it though, Grand Slam champion or whatever, 2-time Intercontinental United States champion, tag team champion, awesome, right? Goddamn, Gunther has been a champion for 80% of his time in WWE. Okay, 870-day NXT UK Championship reign is crazy. The longest Intercontinental Championship, they didn't even put his number up there, but it's 666 days. You know what I'm saying? 2024 King of the Ring. He is the current world heavy, golly. You know what I'm saying? You see Gunther and you like, when his career is done, he needs a Royal Rumble win. That's what's gonna, elude him for a little bit. Then we got Damian Priest, my man, Money in the Bank winner. Okay, former US champ. Okay. Four-time tag team champ and a former world heavyweight champion. Okay. I want WWE to do these more often, where they post the stats of the individuals and the accolades, so we can be reminded of how great these guys are, and that they deserve to be here. But in Finn's case, I think it works against him. But when you got a triple threat, there was a time where I thought it would have been a perfect time for him to steal a win right in here. I think Finn needs a submission. I really think he needs a submission. When you're 5'11", 190, you be in the ring with 6'4", blah blah. And I think those are marked up numbers too. Don't trip. We know they say these things about people before in their height and their weights, and they were not true. So don't expect me to truly believe that they're not lying to us. Whatever. If they are, they are. But I thought there were some moments where Finn could have stole that title, and that would have been cool. I wouldn't have mind seeing Finn run off with a win, but he didn't. It was Gunther, and Gunther looked the part again. I didn't like the knock. I didn't like the Gunther's losing his confidence type of thing. It's cool. I think it's great for a story arc. It works, but I don't want to see it for like extended periods of time. And tonight, Gunther gets the win, especially against Damian Priest, where he looked like he was losing the confidence coming off the Cody loss at Crown Jewel. Excellent match. For me, I thought this was probably the best match of the night. Not saying that it was a class. I'm not saying that. But for me, tonight of the 5 matches, this was probably the best match. And then the next match to me was my favorite match. Best outcome, feel good moment. Like, okay, I'm cool with this. But as far as Gunther ran, Gunther is still going to be tied to these two, I think, until the Royal Rumble. Why try to bring up somebody new? WWE hasn't really put stock into that many people, and the people they had, they kind of got injured a little bit, kind of messed some storylines up, had to do a little shuffle. So let's keep this going. These 3, they'll compete. Maybe we get a one-on-one match. Maybe we get a rubber match between Damian Priest and Gunther. Maybe we actually do get a one-on-one with Finn and Gunther. It was Finn Balor who got pinned. Damian Priest took that power bomb on the outside on those steel steps. Took him out the picture. Finn took a power bomb in the ring and got rolled up. I love complete wrestlers to me in this day and age too. You get a submission move, finisher, and a finisher of some sort of other finisher. Shout out to you, Sosa, the Henny God. We see you in the chat. We see you on Instagram. Chelsea Green win caught me by surprise. Not me. I did go with Michelle, but if you watched yesterday's SmackDown recap, I went with Chelsea Green, and I tried to stand on business 'cause I've been riding with Michelle for so long, and then I just, both women deserved it. But shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Um, but yeah, Finn got rolled up. So where do I see this going? I don't want to see Damian Priest versus Finn Balor at a WrestleMania night 1 or night 2. We should have concluded this. The first screwing happened at SummerSlam, and then we went, you know, we're just drawing this thing out at this point. So I think part of the drawouts is because we're only doing 5 matches on PLEs. We're not getting 6 and 7 and 8 matches. So when do we have time to really go over it? Raw, SmackDown. They're still trying to move to the show and get other people some shine that weren't on PLEs. And I think that's where we're having some of our bottleneck issues. Gotta get that water. Make sure you get some water in you. Absolutely. And then let me slide this back a little bit. But Damian Priest and Finn could definitely be a Royal Rumble match. It may even take place at an Elimination Chamber. I just don't want to see it go all the way to WrestleMania. I think that's absurd. I mean, it could very well happen. It could very well happen. Um, but shout out to Gunther. Still retains the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, are they going to bring him to SmackDown? We was talking to Nick Aldis a couple weeks ago. Or was it Adam Pearce? I don't remember anymore. But whoever's on whoever's show, they were talking to the SmackDown general manager. How about that? And it looks that way. It really does look that way. So, um, shout out to Gunther. I don't know when he's going to lose his belt. I would like to see who his next challenges is once he gets past the Finn and the Damian Priest issues with the Judgment Day. Not sure though, but it can be interesting because if they're coming from Raw and they're doing a switch, you know, could it be someone like a Drew McIntyre? I would like to see that because Drew's getting hot. But will they do that? No. Drew's tied up to the bloodline now. Who else is there? Bronson Reed would have been good. John Cena. So Miss Awesome Saucy, you saying that brings me to this point. Stephanie, we see you in the chat. Did you see what happened between Triple H and Kevin Owens at the end of the show when it went off the air? I saw little glips and pieces. People have been sending. No, he's not Stephanie. Her name is Steven Pound 562. I apologize, but we definitely see you in the chat over on Instagram. I'm reading it from an angle. Yeah, yeah. They didn't keep with the tradition. They messed this up. Chris Wiley, man. I think people are gonna give this a bad rating. I think Saturday Night Main Event did not do what it was supposed to do. However, you answered some of the bells. You brought the Winged Eagle back and let people get that nostalgia. The event felt nostalgia with Jesse the Body Ventura, having Greg the Hammer Valentine and some other legends there. That was good. But again, not sure if you hit all the marks because already in this chat, it hasn't been highly spoken of, the event. But what does that put Kevin Owens and Cody? A third match, but Kevin Owens hasn't won one, so it's like I don't know. They could have made Gunther versus Finn versus Priest as the opening match. Ooh. I don't want to do that to my world heavyweight champion though. I don't want. That's why I don't like when world heavyweight champions open up, whether male or female. To be honest, because I feel like those should be towards the end of the night. Um, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, DO3.M. We see you in the chat. Salute to you, good sir. Uh, Cody's gonna have that belt till Mania. It's I'm just on it like that. I get it. Let's move along though because we know Gunther's gonna hold it down. But let me go back to Miss Awesome Sauce's one versus Cena. We're going in the Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure John Cena is gonna be in the Rumble. Now, I don't think he's gonna win. I seen a marketing poster. He wasn't on it, but I've seen Elimination Chamber marketing already, and they're already marketing John Cena's last time. So I anticipate John Cena winning and going to take on Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship and being a 17 time. He might not even win, but damn it. Let that you want to blow the roof off an arena? Let John Cena beat Gunther. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That matter of fact, let's recant a lot of shit I just said. Um D.03.M. I want heel Orton versus Cody. I think we all would love that and put a championship in there somehow, but I just don't think we're gonna get it, man. I just even though Orton versus Cena should have, they might say that to be John's last opponent because you still got to have John's last opponent, and figuring out who that can be a challenge because going down to that last match, it's very nostalgic. Who do you want? Do you want a new guy? Do we put the new guy over? I don't think just because legends lose to new people, that's putting them over. They got to have a great match. It's got to be a thing where the young guy is like finally overtaking him because we've seen a lot of people beat John Cena and not get the rub the way he was supposed to go off. Solo Sikoa beat him at WrestleMania, lost like 35 straight matches after that. That's crazy. Austin Theory beat John Cena at WrestleMania. Where is he? Get you a sippable. I'm reading. All right. So this Randy Orton comment, I'm gonna come back to it because people know my disdain for the Ric Flair thing, and I don't want to get. But I'm gonna read your comment. It's off Instagram. Instagram doesn't track on it here, so you guys don't see it. But I want to make sure everybody's in the loop. Randy Orton should be the one to break Flair's record. This is by D.03.M. Randy Orton should be the one to break Flair's record. Cena already said he doesn't care about breaking the record. Plus, comma, Orton was mentored and brought up by Flair and Triple H in Evolution. We're gonna come back to that with Spin the Block. Y'all know if you've been in this channel a few months, you already know how I feel about those 16 titles that Flair has. Fuck it, we can go into it right now. I don't like, again, this Saturday Night Main Event, so it's very nostalgic. They did it. I wasn't trying to do it. Like, hey, shout out to y'all in the chat. You know what I mean? And my government name is on the cup, so we're gonna slide it this way. We're gonna put it this way. You know what I mean? You gotta drink that and then go into the hashtag. I don't want to say it's hashtag fuck Flair because I have respect for Ric Flair, what he's done for wrestling. And I fucking hate how his championships count more than anybody else's. And I say that to say this. Do they ever refer to Dusty tonight as a multi-time world champion? No, they don't, because he did not win. Matter of fact, they fucking doubled down on the bullshit with him. I'm sorry if you got kids watching in the vicinity of your speakers for me right now. But this is the bullshit. People have fucking died without getting their recognition. And that's fucked up. It's like this. Flair didn't win 16 championships not beating anybody. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, you know what I mean? Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race. Like, even Rick the Model Martel. People be like, what? Rick the Model Martel? He was no motherfucking world champion. In the goddamn AWA, you goddamn. And let me tell you something. WCW got their title. The big, mark my fucking words. If you think I'm lying, go look these old ass pictures up. They're on Google. The AWA Championship is like the precursor to the big gold of what WCW does. Go look at that little rinky dink, that little pencil championship they had when it was NWA before they got bought out. It was pencil thin. And they got a picture. I've seen the picture because I do near fall and I like to go through history and look at people who should have been champions and they just didn't get it. Rick the Model Martel has a picture with Ric Flair, and Ric Flair is eyeing that belt. The fuck? But they'll never say Rick Martel was a world champion. They'll never say. You'd be like, he was just the guy spraying the cologne. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck? Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes can never do. Cody has done what Dusty has never. Dusty has done things Cody is never gonna do. Ever. Ever. Like, so this is why I feel we disrespect people. So it's not that I say fuck Flair. Oh, I'm not saying that. But don't put his title wins as if they're the great. So here's where I go with this. John Cena. He's won 16 championships in the WWE. So he is the record keeper, technically speaking, because Jerry the King Lawler is actually the record keeper of world championships. right? Down in Memphis, he got like 30 something of that, right? He's actually more ahead than Flair. But to go to DOM D.O Dome, I guess I don't know how to say it, but I don't want to missay it either. I don't like fucking up people's names. If Randy Orton does it, it feels great. He's third generation superstar. He was your youngest world heavyweight champion. You know, so it makes sense that it's Randy. It just I do feel better, Vinny. I do feel better. If you give it to John Cena, I ain't mad at that. If you give it to Randy, hey, we popping a I can't show. I'm not gonna show the bottle on here, but we got shit. You shitting me? You remember that $600 bottle of that thing I bought? I'll be on here drinking that shit. If Randy Orton gets to 17 before John, I'm cool with that too. Or he eclipses whatever John gets. If John gets to 17 and Randy were to get to 18, I'm cool with that too. This way we don't have to talk about Flair anymore being the most, because that's like the scoring title in the NBA. You're always going to talk about Kareem because anytime you talk about LeBron's scoring record, it's going to bring up Kareem. It's going to bring up the second guy, but it's definitely going to bring up the first. Ric Flair holds the most. Ric Flair holds the most. All right, man. But you guys don't count nobody else's belts. You only count his. So why the fuck should we count his? Well, because nothing. So off the soapbox. Going back to the initial comment about Cena winning the chamber and going on to take on Gunther, I would love it. I would super love it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that's a great match. Stylistically, I think Gunther will probably win, and that gives him a win over John Cena. Or John Cena wins at WrestleMania, but then he loses at the next PLE. That's cool too. Or even on Raw or whatever, right? Like that'll work for me. But let John win. Let John take the moment. Like John deserves it. And Randy Orton's got to get his moment too. I'm tired of the people just losing on the way out because they're veterans. Oh, we're trying to put the new talent over. Lying, you lying. Where's Austin Theory? He beat John Cena at WrestleMania. Solo's doing good now, but it wasn't off the strength that he beat John Cena. You know what I mean? He didn't go from WrestleMania and then start a win streak. He went beat John and started losing every week. So anyway, I would love to see it. Gunther will hold that belt definitely till then. Him and Cody will probably go to WrestleMania as champion. It's just hard for me not. Maybe one of them. I don't even think one of them will drop it and then pick it back up. I think it's just going to be a hard championship run all the way till. But after this, we get the women's U.S. Championship match. Now, this is my feel good moment of the night because both women have put in work, both women have put in time and effort, and I truly believe that there wasn't going to be a loser as long as the match wasn't really bad. There was no real loser, none. I wanted Miss Shin. If you was on the SmackDown recap, you know I want Miss Shin. Now we can count the days till Piper turns on Chelsea. That's a whole nother storyline, Vinny. It writes itself. But you got to be careful. And the reason I say you got to be careful is because Liv Morgan has the same situation with Raquel. Very similar. Where Raquel. That's why it would have been good for Raquel, who is still active in the IC. No, is she? Let me check. If she's still active in the title in that Intercontinental title tournament. Because if she is, you don't got to do that over there. You do that with Piper and Chelsea because it makes sense. Chelsea ain't got no belt and Piper does. So, but Piper, don't forget, Piper had a world title opportunity at a PLE. You know what I'm saying? She took on who did she take on? It was at Bash of Berlin. Who was champion at Bash of Berlin? And she did not win. Was it Bailey? I think it was Bailey. Her and Bailey. But Piper can definitely go. Piper is like the Bronson Reed over there. Low key. They're just not using her properly. But they always can because when you got a monster and you got someone with size, you can always spin the block and come right back to it. Have her take a couple people out, and it's easy. But we get our inaugural women's WWE U.S. champion, and it is Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green had a dope outfit, pictures of herself all over. You can't knock, when Archie's on here, he's always talking Chelsea Green. And you can't knock her. You can't. You just can't. I think she'll do the championship well. I think she will. I like to see her and Machine go back and forth for a little bit, start a little rivalry. And Chelsea will probably go into WrestleMania as champion. As champion. I don't want her to get the throne. I want her to have a good, steady championship run. Give her a couple months. Let's see her work. Please do that title justice. If it gets boring a little bit, have her start doing I don't want to bite the words, but you could do that John Cena style open challenge where she was like, I'm giving anybody an opportunity. If you think you're bad enough, you can come and get it too. Shoot, have her even drop down to NXT one week and even do it. One or two, you got some hitters down there. So there's a lot of things you can do with a mid-card title to keep the prestige of it up. Because it's not the world title. Don't forget, the world title don't even really need to be defended by pay-per-views. To be honest with you. To be honest. There is a time in wrestling where that shit don't get defended, but on PLE, shit. You go back to the 80s, the golden era, you ain't never see Hulk Hogan on no damn WWE Saturday Morning Superstar. Oh no. Hogan popping up. If he on that, he gonna pop up on like the Brother Love show. You know what I'm saying, and do a interview to promote a beef, and then that's it. But he ain't gonna wrestle. What? Absolutely not. So, I want to see Chelsea Green do a lot with this belt. The Intercontinental belt is coming on the other side, so that gets me excited too. Raquel could be one of the ones that wins that one. I was just watching a match today where it was like Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax versus Raquel Rodriguez versus um, Rhea Ripley, and Shayna Baszler had all three women in a submission hold, at the same time. Like, yo, that's how far Shayna Baszler dropped from grace. God damn it! But boy. Anyway, uh, Chelsea defeated Michin. I was okay with the outcome. I would have. I'm not gonna lie. I get it when you're a heel, it works. I would have liked Piper never not to been present ringside, or would have got the boot. I ain't gonna lie. I would have liked to see that. However, it sets it up for if your girl wasn't there, I wouldn't have been distracted, blah, 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 blah. And now, okay, you think you're so big and bad. Let's do it again. Run it back next Saturday Night Main Event. Since you think you can do it, okay, go. And you get that second match. So it makes sense. Me personally, for my own personal gratification, I would have liked to seen it been a straight, clean match. But Chelsea's a heel. She does heel like things. Heel like things. So why not? But round of applause to Chelsea Green. That was not my favorite match. My favorite match was that triple threat match. But this is right behind it. This is right behind it. And it was my feel good moment of the night because I feel like, again, both women deserved it. And Chelsea Green has been, she's gotten a run around a lot. So shout out to her. I just hope they do great things with this belt and continue to push it and don't let it just become. Because remember, as I go back, y'all see me, I posted Kevin Owens got the Winged Eagle belt. Yeah, show me that picture. No poster loading right now. Of course, my internet be acting flaky, but I only got to do that because remember this. I posted this earlier. Finn Balor, you see it right there on the far right. First ever Universal Champion. Now, Universal Champion is not even around anymore, right? The Universal Championship, I should say. So there you go with that. But that was his last time being champ. So sometimes Kevin KO with the Winged Eagle, you got to do that. Let me take this belt and put it on my shoulder and walk away on TV. Let me make you feel good. I really think they should go back to a normal looking belt like this because again, a big W is just corny. No, the World Heavyweight Championship is like a bite off of the big gold from WCW days. The way it's formed. So no hate there, but Just a big W. What are we doing, bro? We just ran out of ideas, did we? It's not even like WWE. It's just a big W. You got the win. Yes, you take a loss, but you didn't lose the title. You're still champ. You know. So yeah. Uh, and then after that, that was pretty much it. 5 matches. Cody Rhodes defends, but apparently he lost his belt because KO has gotten his hands on it. Crash out season, Vinny. You said it best. You know. But I like to see how y'all felt. A lot of the comments did say it was mid. Vinny said he had an 8.5. That was the highest ranking I've seen for this PLE. I had mine around a 6.5. It wasn't horrendous. I've seen worse, but nothing crazy. Um, I would like to see going into the next Saturday Night Main Event. If it's going to be 2 hours again, another 5 matches. Um, it- you're gonna have your 2 world heavyweight men fight, and then you should have your 2 world heavyweight women champions fight. That's already like there's so many champions. If you're doing 5 PLE matches, you got way more than 5 champions. Shoot, men, women, WWE, men, women, world heavyweight. That's men, women, US, men, women, intercontinental. That's 8 right there. So, what WrestleMania gonna look like? 2 sets of that's 8, right? Then 2 sets of tag team champions on the men's side, and then another on the women's. That's 11. Hmm. And then there's a rumor, too many titles. See, well, yeah. If you're doing 5 match PLEs, you have a lot of titles, and that's not including any regular match you may have. As Drew takes on so and so, seeing as Punk takes on so and so, you don't got no too many titles. Too many titles. Um, I think the brand split works if you go back to brand split PLEs. And I think PLEs, it should feel a bit different. Like me and Archer talked about this yesterday at the SmackDown recap. SmackDown should just, since SmackDown's not going to Netflix, obviously Raw is. SmackDown should take a bulk of the women. So if you want to see a bulk of women's wrestling, and I'm not talking about like from just the roster. I'm talking when this NXT class come up because I feel like Bianca's gonna go to Netflix. You take 2 of the 3, like Zarya, Julia, Stephanie Vicure. You take 2 of the 3 of them. Then you got like Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Sol Ruka, Kalani Jordan, Tatum Paxley, Wendy Chu. You know what I'm saying? Carmen Petrovich, Phelan Henley. You got all these chicks down there beating, just doing some shit. Gigi Dolan. You know what I mean? Like the list continues. You take a bunch of them, and now SmackDown will feel like a women's. They'll have a highlight to women's wrestling, and Raw will just it won't have that. But Raw should have more tag teams, I would think, right? Or SmackDown takes the bulk of the tag teams for women's wrestling. I mean, because they have only one championship for all 3 shows. Um, it just should feel different. Not just the rope color, but even the rules of how they do business and what matches they have. I expect Raw to be doing more no holds barred, unsanctioned matches and stuff like that. SmackDown does more like Iron Man matches and something like the Heritage Cup and things like that, where you're trying to get pins and submissions. So the whole feel of each show feels dramatically different within. So, but that's pretty much all I got, y'all. Overall, it's pretty decent. It wasn't the best though. I ain't gonna hold you. I had a 6.5. I heard the people talk. So let's talk about some of these awards coming towards I think it's the end of this month. We only got a few more days. Um you'll start tap into all of our social medias. We got Twitter, we got Instagram, we got our YouTube, right? So you got to go to the community page. You're gonna start seeing polls going. Your vote matters. You talk about the presidential drawing matters. This matters because we're gonna be having categories for different things, and in those categories, your vote's going to get tallied up, and that's how it's going to determine, match of the years and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even podcaster of the year. You know what I'm saying? Between the 5, we got 5. Y'all may not see all 5. But there's 5. You know what I'm saying? We don't have time, right? So, yeah, those stay tuned. And then a lot of stuff is starting to come back. The double ups will be back to consistency on Wednesdays. They may be a little different than how you normally saw them too, but they will be coming back on Wednesdays. A lot of gear. This guy tripping. I told you I'll stop by and have a drink on my Twitter. Let's do it. But a lot of stuff will be coming to where um, they got us. That's the thing that me and Archie Carter do, where we look at a superstar or superstars or group, and based on what their thing was, what their character was, you thought this was the thing. When did you find out Yokozuna was not Japanese, was not Oriental of any sort, was not a sumo, like, you know what I'm saying? Undertaker and Kane. When you find out they weren't brothers. So we do a whole little, I won't call it a deep dive, but it's a hard look into those things. And the show is called They Got Us. I got my own thing, Near Fall. That'll be coming back. Where talked about it earlier. We look at people in the WWE who did not win a specific championships. How and why? You know what I'm saying? There's probably going to be a poll. Well, no, because we got the awards coming up, so I can't put the poll up because then it's going to be too many polls. We already got a bunch of polls that are coming. So, but yeah, we're going to be looking at that. And then again, DNA's got to show top 5. You know what I'm saying? Archie has a cold food. So things like that, they got to come back to fruition. So 2025 looks to be a big, big year. A lot of people are making moves. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't seen, go check out DNA's got a podcast with Goods the Animal. If you don't know if you're not familiar with battle rap, check them out. It's called the I Disagree podcast. If you have music platforms, Spotify, Google Music, Apple, whatever, go get the Archie Carter. That's the guy who's here every single. He was here earlier. He even popped in, but he said he didn't watch it yet, so he was gonna rewatch the rewatch. But I wanted him to get up out of here because I'm about to, me, I'm animated with it. I whether good or bad, I'm gonna say some things. So, but he's got an album out, Good Karma. Go ahead and give it a listen. You know what I'm saying? And go ahead and give it a listen. You see my name right there underneath it in the white. You see the Hall Prison Universe. That's the YouTube channel. Over there, we'll be talking about movies. We actually going to be talking about a lot of other things too. We cover from as well as we covered a lot of Marvel DC. That's how we started off, but that is changing. You're watching that change. 2025 is a big year. Zeta Dropout has battles coming up. And Gamaj, if you check Gamaj's page, Gamaj is our interview extraordinaire. Check his page. He's always hanging out with a wrestler. He got pictures with Cody Rhodes with the Winged Eagle belt, customized one of one belt. So very interesting, very interesting. But that's about it. How'd you feel about Saturday Night Main Event? I love the throwback hot pizza, fresh up out the oven. Necktie boy, I see you in the chat. That's shout out to Archie Carter, you know what I'm saying? Hot pizza, fresh up out the oven. Go check it out. But that's about it. Saturday Night Main Event had a great feel. I hope they bring Jesse the Body Ventura back. 2, I hope that I know they said one night only. I know they said that. But I hope they keep that Wing Eagle belt, at least for special occasions. Saturday Night Main Events, maybe some of the big 4 for PLEs. But don't give it away. Don't make it to where every time he wears that, he wins, right? That can't be a thing. So, but yeah, I look forward to talking with y'all. And the next time we go live, anticipated should be Monday night. So Monday night, Raw will do a recap. We come live during the main event. Unless something else happens in the wrestling world, I'll bring the Winged Eagle to Mania for certainly. Chris Wiley says I will say, even though they didn't do it right, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, so Chris Wiley had a high. He's right where Vinny is. Vinny had an 8.5. Chris Wiley says 8 out of 10. I wasn't so high with it, but if you got it high, you probably enjoyed the matches, the quickness and the pacing of the event. That worked well. Actually, that worked very well. Which again, question I asked at the beginning of the pod was, did WWE book themselves in a corner with this? Because you give us 5-match PLEs over 3 hours. Then you take this PLE, put it on NBC, and it's 2 hours, and we got 5 matches. Boom, back to back to back to back, right? I like the pacing of this. Give me this more often. We don't need 3 hour anything if it's gonna be 5 matches. I mean, geez. So, but definitely look forward to talking to y'all. Anybody else? Anybody got any last minute? Does anybody want to come on and discuss a point? Matter of fact, let's open the floor up because I do feel a little giving. Does anybody have a point they want to discuss? You know what I'm saying? Anything from Saturday Night Main Event, or anything that you feel like is going into Mania. I'll keep it up for about 2 minutes. If I don't hear nothing back in 2 minutes, we're gonna be out. Cause I'll definitely have a conversation. Matter of fact, I'll even pour another sippable. You know, aka Mr. Sippable. Um, but yeah, absolutely. Let's slide that off camera. You know what I mean? In case there's kids watching, we are drinking adult juice. You know, I wouldn't know who would be watching if they're under a certain age, but you know, we put it on YouTube. We select that box, not for kids. So say what you want. But yeah, there's plenty of things to discuss. You know, if you have whether it's Saturday Night Main Event, whether it's will John Cena get another championship run during his 30 match last year, final year? If it is, which title? You know, John Cena's never been an Intercontinental Championship. Does that matter more? Does winning 17 times matter more than winning the one belt that eluded you your whole career? One belt, the IC belt. Does it matter? That's an interesting conversation again for me. A lot of people can say Grand Slam winner. What did that do for their career? But if you're the guy, look, we still talk about Ric Flair, right? You know why? Nah, I'm not gonna get into it. We're not gonna backtrack that far back. But yeah, if anybody wants to jump on, just put the name in the chat. Let me know, and we can discuss what we can discuss. If not, we're gonna be up out of here, and we'll see you Monday night. I'm not seeing anybody jump at the opportunity though. If you got roaches, don't. I'm just being honest, because that's like the biggest fear of podcasting. A lot of people think they can just get on camera and do whatever, and they didn't even look at their background. And like for me personally, what's the biggest thing? Like if a big ass spider went running up this wall, I wild out. I'll run off this. What? I'll reappear from my phone in my car. You'd be like, why are you in your car? Where? Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So um, but yeah, it doesn't look like we got any takers. Oh wait, hold on. Nope, no takers. Okay, cool. Well, check this out. We will see you Monday night, 8 o'clock. No, 10 9:45 ish or whatever. But don't forget Netflix, January 6th, Raw. It's gonna be huge. Advertised match right now is the Tribal Combat match. Roman Reigns taking on Solo Sikoa for the Ulafala. That'll be big. Rumored match: Seth Rollins taking on CM Punk. That's a great one. Uh, Advertised to be there is John Cena as well as The Rock. Woo! That Netflix one is gonna be a doozy. So we will be back with you for that most definitely. And until then, y'all take it easy. Be safe out here. Check the UFC event. Um, and we'll holler at you later. Until next time, y'all. Peace.